Hey guys, this Crypto Marie. She does it all, a little bit of everything. If you work at McDonald, I have good news for you because now they are going to start paying $22 an hour. I don't know if it's based on how long you've been there, if you've based on the experience, but let me see what they say here. McDonald's U.S. president says California's newly created fast food council that could raise minimum wage to $22 at its restaurants hurt everyone. McDonald's U.S. president said California's fast food council is unfair and hurts everyone. The fast food council would be able to raise minimum wage up to $22 at McDonald's and other chains. Joe Erlinger said increasing wages is not bad, but one, it could increase the cost of fast food. I mean, they're already doing it. I don't see why not. At least pay the people well. In a letter published on Wednesday, Joe Erlinger, the president of McDonald's U.S., said California's bill to set up a 10-person fast food council is lopsided, hypocritical, and ill-considered, and hurts everyone. As president of McDonald's USA, it may come as a surprise to hear that I support raising minimum wage for workers. Erlinger would, in fact, I welcome legislation that increase wage for all workers, period. Thank you for that. Erlinger said the legislation, which also requires training to make workplace safe, inclusive, and respectful, can be highly effective if it is done fairly. And I agree with you, sir. But he followed the bill by California state legislators will do the exact opposite. California State Senate just passed AB 257, the Fast Recovery Act, to create a 10-person council made up of fast food workers, restaurant representatives, and government officials that would have authority to establish minimum wage and standards on conditions for worker health and safety. The council would have authority over restaurant claims that have over 100 locations nationally, like McDonald's does, and can raise the fast food industry's minimum wage to $22 an hour. Currently, California's wage floor is $15 and will raise to $15.50 in 2023. Erlinger's criticisms of California's fast food council is that it targets some workplace and not others. It imposes higher costs on one type of restaurant while sparing another. He said that true, even if those two restaurants have the same revenue and the same number of employees. He went on to explain that a small business owner can be affected by the bill if they run two restaurants that are part of a national chain, but a business owner who owns 20 restaurants would not be affected if none of their restaurants belong to national chain. Erlinger said it's unexplainable why chains with less than 100 restaurants and some restaurants that bake bread are excluded. His conclusion of the bill, he said, is that it's the outcome of the backroom politicking. This is a clear example of picking winners and losers, which is not the appropriate role of government, Erlinger wrote. Erlinger wrote that increasing wage to $22 is not bad. Nothing that McDonald's can operate well in places around the world with higher minimum wage. But if it's essential to increase restaurants' workers' wages and protect their welfare, and it is, shouldn't all restaurant workers benefit, he wrote. This is somebody that makes $7.4 million last year. So what are you complaining about? Economists in California's Department of Financial agree the legislation is problematic. Ellinger wrote, because it could increase the cost of food at fast food restaurants in California by 20%, while food and other prices are already high from inflation. Erlinger warned that the bill, even if it isn't signed by California Governor Gavin Newsom, would inspire similar bills around the country, rather than asking for what many have decried as the California food tax. Those who count on a thriving restaurant industry, workers, owners, and customers should be asking lawmakers to only consider legislation that benefits all, Hellinger wrote. McDonald's isn't the only chain speaking out against the California bill. Other chains like Chipotle and Chick-fil-A, who would also be affected by the bill, have lobbied lawmakers in California to vote against the bill. Yeah, when it comes to the poor, the middle class getting a better pay, of course somebody gonna say something. And this is again somebody who made $7.4 million last year. Let me see what it says here. Let me see what it says. McDonald's president, who made $7.4 million last year, says proposal to pay fast food workers $22 an hour is costly and job destroying. Of course he would feel that way. But he made $7.4 million. That's why they don't think about the poor, the middle class. It's all about them. The Fast Food Recovery Act could raise minimum wage for California fast food workers to $22 an hour. A coalition led by chains like McDonald's have secured a referendum vote in November 2024. This week, a top McDonald's exec slammed lawmakers for passing the law in an open letter. The president of McDonald's USA threw shades at California's lawmaker for passing a fast food law that he said would make it all but impossible to run small businesses, restaurants in the state. Joe Ellinger said in a January 25 open letter. Of course, he's not going to want that. He's not going to want that. A majority of McDonald's nearly 14,000 restaurants in the U.S. are run by franchise, with hundreds of stores operating in California. The open letter was titled, "California Keeps Looking for Ways to Raise Price, Drive Away More Business, and Destroy Growth Through Bad Policies and Hard Politics." In the letter, Ellinger noted that the company wasn't against increasing the minimum wage. "Let me be clear, we support legislation that lead the meaningful improvements in our communities, including responsibility increases to the minimum wage. Our business does well when employees in our communities do well," he said. Yeah, he's going to give you a positive feedback, and at the end, he's going to tell you really how he feels. Whether you are a lawmaker, a business owner, or a leader, or an everyday voter, one thing is clear. California has become a dramatic case study of putting bad politics over good policy, Ellinger said. According to financial disclosure, Ellinger made about $7.4 million in salaries, stocks, options, and other compensation from McDonald's in 2021. The latest year complete compensation history is available. A coalition of restaurant industry organizations led by McDonald's, Chipotle, and now supported by the referendum. Again, the law was written in a letter. I guess they want it to happen. But this is somebody, the president, that made $7.4 million last year against it totally. He's against it, but he's making his money. They don't care about people being there, barely making it, can't even afford to put food on their own table for their kids, send their kids to school. $22 an hour, I would say go for it if they can. And I hope other companies sees that, listen, take care of the people that doing the job and do it well. In the healthcare industry, You're dealing with all kind of people, all kind of sick people. You're putting your life at risk, drawing blood from all kind of sick people. Anything can happen while you're doing that. And they're not paying you enough. You're barely making it. Stuff like that will really make you run for your life. Seriously. If there is any disease, any outbreak, the first people that will be in contact with it are the healthcare workers. And we don't make enough money. I'm speaking for me and other people that don't make enough money to be in that environment and still go to work smiling and do your job with respect you have for the patients and still not making the money you're supposed to make. The companies are making billions a year, millions a year, and still not taking care of the people who help them make that kind of money. I think that needs to change. Again, it's about McDonald, but as a healthcare worker myself, I really feel like underappreciated, underpaid, and I hope that can change. Don't forget to subscribe. Crypto Marie, she does it all, a little bit of everything. Bye.